Yes. Yes, good evening, guys. They are also here. Okay, so let's discuss the news of the last weeks. Okay, some of them are quite factual, but still we'll look at the mains analysis part of that as well. For example, the Jal Mahotsav 2026. Mahotsav means festival. Of course, Jal is water, so the water festival is what we are talking about, 2026. Next is the RBI's OMO purchases. What is OMO? Very good, it is the open market operation. What does the RBI do in the open market operation? Very good. When will the RBI purchase the government security? When does it purchase government security? With people, when the money is more to reduce the inflation. Sorry? When the money with the people is okay, very good. So basically, when there is inflation in the economy, the RBI is going to go and purchase the security, right? And when the money is less, RBI wants to inject the liquidity. It's the opposite. Okay, so please keep in mind. I think in the static class we have drawn this. So let's say there is inflation in the economy. When there is inflation in the economy means that there is high amount of money in the hands of the people. Now you want that money from them. So when you want that money from them, then you will sell the piece of paper that is security and take the money from them. Is that clear? And when there is recession in the economy or slowdown in the growth, then what you do is, that's when you purchase it, buy it back, take it from the people so that you give them the money. So we will see there is how much quantum of this is being done and what this is in detail. Next is the PM Setu scheme, which is with respect to the skill development and stuff. We will see that. Next is the cabinet extends Jal Jeevan Mission 2020 till 2028. So this is the Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0. It is named as Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0. Why it is 2.0? Because it was supposed to end. Now they have extended it till 2028. So it is called as Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0. So this is related to a scheme. This is also related to a scheme. Last one is quite analytical with respect to the mains, that is the farm loan waivers in India. So what has happened is, recently the state government of Maharashtra has announced the scheme for farm loan waivers. So what we have to discuss is, first, what is farm loan waivers? How is it different from writing off a loan of someone? And should it be even done or not? So what are the positives? What are the negatives? So on and so forth. Okay? Chali. So I think this got stuck or what? Alright. So let's get started with the very first news. Just a minute. Some concern overhead. Yes, it started now, but I think I removed it. Yes, it's working now. Fair enough. Yes. Okay. So this is the first news. Jal Mahotsav 2026. Now the Union Minister of the Ministry of Jal Shakti has launched the Jal Mahotsav 2026. Okay, at least now it will start properly. Fair enough. Yes. Yes. So this is the Jal Mahotsav. Now the Union Minister of Ministry of Jal Shakti. So there is a separate Ministry of Water that is known as Ministry of Jal Shakti, right? So he has launched basically the Jal Mahotsav campaign from Gujarat. So what is important for you is under which ministry it was initiated, that is the Jal Shakti ministry, and where was it initiated, that is the state of Gujarat. This becomes important for your prelims. Another thing is the launch took place on the International Women's Day, celebrated as Sujlam Shakti Divas. What is this Sujlam Shakti Divas? Sujlam. What do we mean by Sujlam? See, basically this Su means good, Jalam coming from the word Jal, that is water. Sujalam means good, safe drinking water that we talk about. So it's the good water. Sujalam Shakti Divas means the good water strength day is basically what they are saying. You just have to know that Sujalam means good water. So it was launched on the International Women's Day, which was celebrated as the Sujalam Shakti Divas. Again, these kind of facts are very important for your prelims examination. What does the initiative aim to do? Aim also becomes important. Strengthening the community participation in rural drinking water management. Involving the community, specifically the females will be involved in this particular Jal Mahotsav which is there. Okay. So what is this campaign about? It's a flagship campaign of Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation. So this department becomes important. Under which ministry? The Ministry of Jal Shakti. It is important. Okay. And this Jal Mahotsav is observed for about 2 weeks. That is 8 to 22nd March. 8 it started. It is still going. It will go on till 22nd. What is the tagline? Gaon ka Utsav, Desh ka Mahotsav. Gaon ka Utsav means the festival of the village, and the grand festival. Maha means humongous, major, big, grand festival of the country is what they are asking. What it seeks to promote water conservation, community participation under the Jal Jeevan Mission. So we have Jal Jeevan Mission coming out later in the class, but this is also linked to the Jal Jeevan Mission only. Right, so you have a mission, you have a scheme, you want to implement it, achieve the targets that are there. So you celebrate these days in order to create awareness, involve the people. That is what exactly is happening over here. Now, what are the key events that are there? So you have the Jal Arpan Divas. In Jal Arpan Divas means to basically devote yourself for that particular cause. Devoting yourself is nothing but Arpan. Okay, Jal Arpan Divas, formal handing over of rural drinking water assets to the Gram Panchayats and village water and sanitation committee. So what they are going to do, they are doing the Arpan means offering. They are going to offer. So from this word you can, because sometimes the UPSC can ask you Jal Arpan Divas this, and in the match the following give you other things on the other side. So you might be required to match it. If you know Hindi, it becomes easy for you, or else it's difficult. So that is why you should know when you are Arpan means to offer, to put efforts, to give something. So here they are formally handing over the rural drinking water asset. Next is Jal Bandhan. Bandhan means basically a strong bond or a tie that is there. So Jal Bandhan, sacred threads tied at water infrastructure sites as a symbol of act of protection. So you can see that there is a lot of symbolism that is involved over here, but yes, for prelims you have to remember it. Next is Jal Sankalp. What is Sankalp? What is Sankalp?
A promise.
Yes, a promise. Sankalp, a determination that I will do this. I promise to myself that I will do this. Okay, so that is Jal Sankalp. Community pledge. Yes, pledge would be a really good word for that. Community pledge for water conservation and protection of village water system. So this is a completely community driven thing which is celebrated over here in under the Jal Mahotsav. Okay. Multi-level implementation, it simply means that at different level of government system this would be implemented. So what are these? It is organized at 4 different levels: national, state, district and the Gram Panchayat level. That means in a single district there will be multiple Gram Panchayats. So these are 4 different levels at which it will be implemented. Now what are the activities at the Gram Panchayat level? Har Ghar Jal declarations. Har Ghar Jal declaration. So Har Ghar Jal, I have told you in previous classes, Har Ghar Jal is a concept for the rural India. Under that mission, Har Ghar Jal will be provided for the rural India. Next is Jal Chaupal. Chaupal is basically, again, a Hindi word. This is complete inclusion of Hindi, but fair enough, we have to still study that. Chaupal, basically, when people meet on a bonfire or outside discussing something informally, that is a chaupal. So if I say there is a chaupal over there, that means some people have come together and they are discussing something. So they are bringing that Jal Chaupal concept, wherein the meeting, the informal kind of a meeting will be held, wherein there will be dialogues with the community members. So that is the Jal Chaupal. Next is water quality testing demonstrations in school will also be included. During this festival, all these things will be happening. So you can simply be asked a question during the Jal Mahotsav, which of the following events took place? Preparation of Lok Jal Utsav calendars. Lok Jal Utsav calendars, wherein what activities will be done at what point of time. And as I mentioned, community involvement is definitely there, but specifically the involvement of women is there, wherein you talk about the women at the core of Sujalam Shakti. So Sujalam Shakti is the women, that is the Sujalam Shakti that you're talking about, the power to have safe water. So transformative role of women in water governance. Over 24 lakh women engaged in water quality testing. So basically what they are doing is, like they do in many other schemes, okay, if there are water testers who are there, basically they are going to hire or give the job to the females or to the women in order to test that water that is there. So that is why it becomes important. Participation of women is there over here. Okay, next, recognition of women as pump operators, self-help groups members, this is water sanitation community, which is members of those committees. That means involvement of women would be specifically there in all these regions, in all these organizations. Next is access to tap water has reduced the burden. This is one important thing which you can link it. See, the idea is women were the ones who used to generally go and fetch the water. Right now, if you are the drinking water to say, so now if you have the drinking water inside the house through the tap, the women will not be required to go out. So what has happened? The burden of work on the women reduces because of that. That is what they are trying to say. Okay. Next is convergence and mission. See, now the government, what they do is they converge the schemes that are there. Converge means mix it, leverage it. For example, that is being done in the agriculture sector, wherein if you want to take loan that is through the Kisan credit card, what you have to do is you should be enrolled in Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, you should be enrolled in the soil health card. So they are converging the schemes, making the people meet at the different interjunctions. So here also it promotes interministerial convergence. All the different ministries, which ministries will be involved? One is the Jal Shakti, we already know. The other would also be the rural development ministry would get involved, right? Other ministries would work together, converge together for the rural water management. When you have to manage the water, of course water ministry gets involved, but would need development of the infrastructure. Rural development ministry would get involved. Other ministries would also get involved so that they can work together over here. Next, it aims to build a nationwide movement towards Sujal Gram, water sufficient village. In fact, Sujal means good water sufficient village is what their idea is. Contributes to the broader national vision of Viksit Bharat, that is developed India. Now what is happening right now in our country is everything, anything and everything that the government is launching is linking to what? Viksit Bharat at the rate 2047. Why 2047? We would celebrate 100 years of independence at that time. Okay? So you can clearly see a lot of prelims ready information are present in this particular topic. Read it thoroughly and remember it. Yes. Next, let's come on to a more conceptual thing, that is RBI's open market operation purchases. RBI has announced OMO purchases worth 1 lakh crore rupees. So RBI is going to purchase. Now why is RBI going to purchase? See, our growth rate has been estimated to 6.8 to 7.2%. We want this growth rate, we want higher growth rate. We were in a couple of years back, we were in a situation where our growth rate was 6.3, 6.2, right? And our inflation was high. Right now, our growth rate is increasing, but we want it more. At the same time, inflation is down. In fact, if you look at the food inflation, it is in negative, it is deflation. right? If you look at headline inflation or even core inflation, they have also gone down. That means inflation as such is not a problem. In fact, we target 4 plus minus 2%. That means 2 to 6%. These inflation are well below 2% also. So we have a good range to play with, right? So the RBI, what then can the RBI do? The RBI can inject a liquidity in order to facilitate further growth of the economy. So what is going to happen over here? When the RBI purchases the securities worth 1 lakh crore rupees, that means the RBI is going to give 1 lakh crore rupees in the hands of the people, right, and purchase back the security. That will increase the liquidity in the market. Increase in the liquidity will mean increase in the growth.
People, they are taking amount by giving security. Then inflation, how?
Inflation will happen na? But presently inflation is very low. What is your question?
Sir, that RBI is taking amount from people.
No, RBI is going to purchase the security. So RBI is going to give amount to the people. Okay? So please read this here. RBI has announced open market operation purchases. So when the RBI purchases 1 lakh crore worth of security, so RBI will give the money in the hands of the people. That means money in the market increases. That means the growth in the economy will also increase. And of course, that will lead to increase in inflation. But that is not much of a concern right now because inflation is well in control as of now. We have a huge buffer when it comes to inflation targeting. Okay? The purchases will occur in 2 tranches of 50,000 crore each. This is a straightforward thing in the sense that generally whenever RBI does these kind of operations, it does in tranches, 2, 3, 4 tranches. Here it is 2 tranches. Objective, what is the objective? Infuse liquidity into the banking system. This will give liquidity in the market. The operations are scheduled ahead of advanced tax outflows. This is happening quite early than what was assumed basically. Advanced tax outflows. Okay. So advanced tax outflows means, see, the idea is the government has lowered the taxes, GST has lowered, income tax slab has been liberalized, so a lot of tax would be saved and all those things will happen. Now all these things will lead to additional money in the hands of the people. Then now before even that can happen, what is happening is the RBI is doing this operation, which is going to increase the production and the economic growth. And this when happens, this will also going to lead to increase in the productivity or production in the economy. So the concept of OMO, I have told you, it's a quantitative instrument of monetary policy. Quantitative instrument of monetary policy. What these instruments do, they manage the liquidity in the economy. Right? If the liquidity is low in the economy, you would want to put in more liquidity in the economy. So then RBI will purchase the security. If you want to take out the liquidity in from the market, then the RBI is going to sell the government security to take out the liquidity. It involves buying and selling of the government securities, GSECs, such as dated securities, such as treasury bills, government bonds, so on and so forth. It is of course conducted by the RBI to influence the liquidity and money supply. Now, what will be the impact? I have already told you, purchase of security will inject the liquidity into the banking system. Okay? Produces an expansionary effect. Expansionary effect means it will lead to increase in the demand. Demand increase is nothing but an expansionary impact. The government can also increase the demand. How? By deficit financing, by spending more and more, right? That also is an expansionary policy. Here it is going to have, this is not an expansionary policy. Expansionary policy is with respect to the government of India when it spends more even though it's earning less, so that the fiscal deficit increases. It is going to have a similar impact as that of the government's expansionary policy. Okay. Next is the sale of securities. If you sell the security, then you absorb the liquidity, you suck out the liquidity from the market. So this is very clear. Execution of the OMOs, how it is done? It is done by the Reserve Bank and it is done through the auctions or direct market operations. Now, how does the auction work? In auction, what happens is you would set a benchmark rate and then start the auctioning. Let's say RBI wants to infuse 1 lakh crore of money, first starting with 50,000 crore rupees of money, right, through the government securities. So there will be many people who want to take these government securities, give money to the RBI and take this government securities. So what interest rate are you willing to give to me is what RBI will ask. For that there will be auctioning. So let's say you bid for an interest rate of 5.5%. Someone else bids it at 5.6%. So whoever is going to bid the highest is going to get. That is the process of auctions, right? The starting percentage will depend on what all is the prevailing rate in the market. It cannot randomly start. Okay, next is participation. Participants include primary dealers, commercial banks will also be over there. So commercial banks will also be there to acquire, to invest this in the, take the money from the RBI. Okay. Transactions are executed via the e-Kuber. Now, what do you mean by Kuber? What is Kuber? Kuber means a treasure. It's a treasure. So e-Kuber, this is a facility which is there for transferring of money, funds, etc. by the RBI to the government, from the government to the RBI. So the transaction that is taking place of the RBI, the transactions that RBI does, it does it through the e-Kuber online digital platform. That is an online digital platform for transaction of the money. Okay. Objective of OMOs, I have told you, adjust the liquidity, stabilize the short-term interest rate. Now stabilize the short-term interest rate as in more liquidity will be there in the market, so interest rate will anyhow become even lower, and RBI has anyhow made it already low. Manage inflation. By you can manage inflation by purchasing or selling the in the open market operation. This is important. Types of open market operations. So there can be various types of open market operation. First type is the outright open market operation. Now this is permanent purchase or sale of security. Permanent purchase and sale of security means permanently you will purchase it or permanently you will sell it. Permanently you are selling it means you are not going to buy it back. Okay? So then what happens to that security? That security can then be traded in the financial market. That will be the permanent security. Next is temporary. Now in temporary what happens is there can be buying and selling things can happen during a short-term period. So why this temporary is important? For example, in India the liquidity is down. When the or let's say liquidity is high. Let's start from the example that liquidity in the market is actually high. If the liquidity in the market is high, then the RBI is going to suck out money from the market. So RBI is going to sell the government security. Now if the RBI sells the government security plus with respect to other factors, the liquidity in the market goes down. So liquidity might go down. Now RBI has sold it and the maturity period of the security was, let's say, 9 months. But the liquidity came down in 6 months only, drastically reduced. So RBI may buy back even before the maturity period, right? So RBI can buy back the securities. Generally, of course, it buys back after the maturity period, but even before the maturity period, it could be bought back. Is that clear? Significance of OMOs, of course, when the banks are going to, let's say, get the money, it helps them. So RBI is injecting money. That means money will be there more with the banks. So more money with the banks means more money to give out as loans as well. Okay? Yes, guys. Any questions over here? Right? In inflation chapter, in banking chapter, we have seen that entire table: policy rate, repo rate, reverse repo rate, and government securities also. Okay? Next, let's look at the PM Setu scheme. So as I said, the scheme is for the skill development, right? This is for the skill development and it is under the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Now, whenever you have a scheme which is of skill development and the scheme is also under the Ministry of Skill Development, you don't have to as such remember the ministry, right? So what has happened is the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship has constituted National Steering Committee. Now, by the name, can you suggest or understand what this committee's functions would be? This committee's functions would be to drive certain things, to drive certain schemes, to implement certain particular things. Steering, we have the steering wheel of the car. That is what this committee is all about. ठीक है. So it will act as the apex body guiding the Pradhan Mantri skilling and employability through upgraded ITIs. Pradhan Mantri skilling and employability through upgraded ITIs, that is Pradhan Mantri Setu scheme. ठीक है. Setu means what? Not dam. Setu means bridge. ठीक है. Atal Setu, it's a bridge, it's not a dam. ठीक है. Next, the scheme aims to strengthen the skill development, improve the employability outcomes by upgrading the industrial training institutions. What are these ITIs, industrial training institutions? See, many students that are there, the government is actually emphasizing a lot on ITIs. See, after 10th, many students, what they do after 10th, they will do 12th, then they will go do graduation, and then they will be looking for jobs. And then there is no jobs also in the market. Okay. This ITIs, basically after 10th only you join the ITIs, they will teach you certain skills, plumbing, electrician, this, that, right, electrical operators, plumber, wood, any kind of things they will teach you, and using that skill you can get a job in the industry, or you can be self-employed as well. This is what is done in the ITIs. It's the practical training that is provided to you. Okay? Which is known as, actually that is known as, that's a better word, vocational training. Anyone's vocation is, when you say this is my vocation, that means this is my job. So you are saying vocational training means training or education for the job. So this will directly going to give you the job. So vocational education and training upgradation scheme approved by the cabinet. Okay. Budget is what? Here you have the budget. 60,000 crore rupees is budget. It is aligned with the skill training with modern industry needs. Modern industry needs means, see, our Skill India mission started 10 years back. Therein you are being taught to how to make basket, how to make bags, this, that. But now mechanization is there, use of tools, tackles, machineries and all there. So it will be in sync with the technological advancement that has taken place. It will work on the hub and spoke model. Okay. Hub and spoke model, what is hub and spoke system? Have you ever seen hub and spoke system? So is there any other scheme in which hub and spoke model is prevalent? Ashwin, do you know any scheme wherein hub and spoke model is used? Online students?
Sir, I don't remember the exact schemes, but I know quite a few, what do you say?
Okay.
Startup schemes which have hub and spoke model which is being used.
Okay, very good. One thing that you can talk about is the mega food parks. So mega food parks also works on the principle of hub and spoke. Now what is this principle? Basically you might have seen a tire, a bicycle tire, right? So this, you will see this kind of strings next to it, right? Not strings, it's actually of steel. So these are basically spokes. These are basically spokes. And it is connected to this. And this is known as basically the hub. So any structure which looks like this is going to be hub and spoke. Now how does hub and spoke work over here in the mega food park? So basically mega food park, you will be having the mega food processing units. There will be one mega food processing units which will cater to multiple villages and multiple farmers. So multiple farmers, it will collect the produce from the multiple farmers, it will be collected and it will be brought to one mega food processing unit where it will be processed into additional things. So what is this? This is hub and spoke model. So here what will happen? 200 hub ITIs will serve as central institutes with advanced infrastructure. That means you create 200 hubs across the country. So let's say near Bengaluru, one of the hub is created. It is going to cater to various regions in and around Bengaluru. So that creates a hub and spoke model. It is nothing more than that. It is a simple structure that if you draw the connectivity of it, it resembles a hub and spoke. Around each hub will support around 4 nearby spoke of ITIs. So one you have made and it will support 4 ITIs. So it creates a hub and spoke model. Support includes modern equipment, digital learning resources, specialized training facilities, etc. Okay. The scheme will also upgrade 5 national skill training institutes into global center of excellence. Where they are located becomes important for your prelims. So in Chennai it's there, in Hyderabad it is there. So remember this first. Then whatever the sequence you want to remember, then you have, so you can remember 2 are in South India. Then you have Kanpur, Ludhiana, that is North India. 1 is in Bhubaneswar. Where is Bhubaneswar? Are? Ashwin, where is Bhubaneswar?
Orissa, sir.
Odisha, yes, absolutely. Okay, chaliye. Next is special purpose vehicle governance. Again, this is a concept. What is this concept? See, whenever you implement any scheme, various organizations may help you in implementation. But if there is no specific organization which will help you in implementation, you may form a special purpose vehicle. That special purpose vehicle will consist of few people who will undertake the implementation of the scheme. When the scheme gets implemented, the objective gets achieved, that special purpose vehicle will be demolished, will no longer exist. Whereas if you look at the departments, they are existing since a long time, they will keep on existing in the future, implement so many things. But whenever you form a particular group specifically for a particular task, that is known as the special purpose vehicle. That is what is the concept. Each upgraded ITI will be managed through an industry government partnership through the special purpose vehicle. Okay. Then you have industry participation scheme. The Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship has invited anchor industry partners. Anchor industry partners will participate through expression of interest. Now, what is the idea over here? You want to develop the skill, you want to provide the skill, so you need to take industries also into consideration. This is simply nothing but academia plus industry collaboration. Your ITIs does provide you practical knowledge, but at the end of the day, these are educational institutions that are there. What things they have to provide? There needs to be an involvement of the industry also over there. So industry can also provide support over there. They will ask for the expression of intent, which industry and in which industry, which companies are interested in collaborating with the government. They can partner with the government. What is the benefit of the industries? Now these industries, when contribute to the scheme, these people who will get skilled can then join a job in these industries. So the people also get a job. What does the industry get? The industry gets the skilled labor. That is very important. Labor is one of the most important thing in the industry. So they will be showing the expression of intent. If they show, so they can partner with the government and become the anchor industries, and they can both reap the benefit of it. Okay. The ecosystem is modern training ecosystem, fair enough. Now the SPV, special purpose vehicle, can propose what? Curriculum. What curriculum should be there? Means what they needs to be taught. Does it need redesigning? Improved training delivery models, infrastructure upgrade, industry exposure for the trainees. When industries will become partners, there will be exposure to the trainees of the industries as well. The Directorate General of Training has introduced 31 new age courses under the Craftsman Training Scheme. So 31 new courses have been introduced. You can remember that particular thing. Yes. Yes, guys. Any questions? Any doubts over here? No doubts? Okay. Let's move ahead then. The next is the cabinet extends the Jal Jeevan Mission till 2028. Now this is known as Jal Jeevan Mission 2.0. Okay, 2.0. It has been extended till December 2028. Now the extension comes with an enhanced outlay of 8.69 lakh crore rupees. It is also there. And as I mentioned, it is known as this. The decision focuses on structural reforms in rural drinking water supply. Structural reforms in rural drinking water supply. Okay. So let's see what is the target. This is the most important thing under here. What is the target? Target is certification of all Gram Panchayats as Har Ghar Jal. If the Gram Panchayat is certified as Har Ghar Jal, that means every house is having a safe tap drinking water. That is what it's going to focus. What's the target? Tap water connections to all 9.36 crore rural households by 2028. Okay. What is the current status? Current status is 15.8, that means 81.61. This is a fairly good number. 81.61 is a fairly good number. 20% is remaining, so that is what will be done during these years. Focus on ensuring universal rural drinking water coverage. Okay. Digital governance framework, they will introduce Sujalam Bharat. Again, good Jal Bharat, Sujalam Bharat. What is the feature of this? Every village assigned a unique Sujalgaon service area ID. Sujalgaon service area ID. So ID is given to the village. Digital mapping of the entire drinking water supply chain from source to tap will be done. Now, why is this important? You are given an ID. In that Gram Panchayat, there is an entire mapping. What is the source, different sources of water, from where it is going, where everything will be mapped. Why it is going to be mapped? Because see, initially you are providing the jal to every household, but it should also be ensured that the houses keep on receiving the jal. So if in future there is any maintenance requirement, there is an issue, there is any breakage of the water supply, etc., it can be easily tracked, easily repaired, and provided water again to the people, right? So again, objective is what? Improve monitoring, transparency, efficiency in service delivery, right? Just having a water and starting it once is not enough. You have to keep on providing water through that. So that is why this is being done. Next is community ownership mechanism. So greater role for the Gram Panchayats and village water sanitation committee. So here there will be mandatory involvement of commissioning of the schemes under Jal Arpan. Mandatory involvement means what happens is the scheme comes, people implement, the government implement, people are not even aware about it. So this is kind of a social audit. Now, since you are being given the right to be basically involved in this, when these infrastructure is being handed over to you, you need to be involved in this. Others can participate and get involvement in this, so that you actually know whether in your Gram Panchayat or village you have got this particular facility or not. Or else what happens, generally facilities are there on the piece of paper only, but not in reality. Okay? A Gram Panchayat can certify itself as Har Ghar Jal only after confirming adequate operation and maintenance mechanism, ensuring transparency, accountability, and community ownership. That means what? This is so important. The government is not going to certify it. The Gram Panchayat is going to certify itself that yes, we are Har Ghar Jal village. We are the Har Ghar Jal. We are certified as Har Ghar Jal. So, makes sense. It's the beneficiary who is certifying that we are Har Ghar Jal, not the government. Or else the government can easily verify themselves. Okay? Strategic mission of Jal Jeevan Mission aligns with everything now. If in India is aligning with Viksit Bharat. If something is not, you should remember that. But generally, if these kind of words come in, it is majorly the correct answer. You cannot deny that it does not align. You can talk about any scheme. Does it align with this particular vision? Yes, it does align with that mission. Focuses on assured 24/7 rural drinking water supply, shift from infrastructure centric approach to citizen centric approach, right? Because citizens involvement, citizens acceptance is important over here. Social impact. Now talking about the social impact. So similar as we have seen in the Jal Mahotsav, here if you are getting the tap water in the house, the burden on the women basically goes down. That's what it's talking about. WHO estimates 5.5 crore hours of women's work saved daily if they are by the provision of the water. Prevention of 4 lakh diarrheal deaths. Diarrheal deaths happens because of the contamination in the water. You drink contaminated water, diarrhea and all will take place, saving 14 million disability adjusted life years. Okay? So these many life years are saved because of that. Social impact of Jal Jeevan scheme. Yes, potential of 30% reduction in the under 5 mortality, diarrhea, etc. The diseases due to communicable diseases that are there, they are majorly prevalent in the newborns because their immune system is not that highly developed. So that is specifically going to save under 5 mortality, that is child mortality is going to come down, saving 1.36 lives annually. That is the estimate. Indian Institute of Management, Bengaluru, that is Bangalore, IIM Bangalore, and International Labour Organization, ILO, they estimate around 60 lakh direct and 2.2 crore indirect person years of employment will be generated through this because of the creation of the infrastructure. Okay? Clear? Understood? Yes. So now next is the farm loan waivers. Now here, as I said, what has happened is the government of Maharashtra has said that they will waive off the loan. I think that's the news. Government of Maharashtra announced the Punya Shlok Ahilya Devi Holkar Farmers Loan Waiver Scheme worth. This is the name. Acha, waiver. I'll tell you. Farmers Loan Waiver Scheme worth 35,000. Waiver. You waive off means, let's say I am charging your fees, but I say I am waiving off your fees. That means I let go of your fees. I'm no longer charging you. I've forgiven the fees. That is what the waiver here means. So farm loan waiver means forgive the loans. If you have taken 10,000 rupees of loan as a farmer, the government is going to forgive the loan. You don't have to pay back. That is what farm loan waiver is. Waiver is different from writing off. In writing off, what happens is you do not forgive the loan. You simply write it off as a loss in your book. It's required. Why it's required? Because next year or the next quarter you will come up with interest rate, what interest rate to charge to which people. All those things should have to be decided. Right? What is the operational cost? What is the losses? All that you think you have to calculate. Now it's been a lot of time, you have not got the money back, so you write it off on the books in order to calculate the interest and everything for the coming quarters and the days. But that does not mean you have forgiven. You will still pursue the loan. Right? Waiving off or waiver is forgiving the loan. Here, remember, the banks don't forgive the loan. The government forgives the loan. The bank will have no problem. Bank will be happy the loans are being forgiven. Why? Because the bank gets the entire money. So banks do not make a loss. The government uses the taxpayers' money in order to pay to the banks for waiving of the loans of the farmers. So the banks get paid completely. This is the concept of the farm loan waiver. Now the question is, should we go ahead with the farm loan waivers or not? Yes. What is your take on that? Just a minute. Ashwin. Yeah, please.
Situation is bad. It means that farmer cannot pay the amount.
Yeah, they cannot pay the amount. Situation is bad in many sectors wherein people cannot. I have taken a loan, for example, I cannot pay it back. Give me loan waiver. But what?
Not able to pay.
If I am also not able to pay, there are so many businesses that are falling. You start a startup, you take a loan, you are not able to pay, forgive their loan. It's your and my tax money which is paying for their failures. Does that make sense?
There is a particular disaster, anything it happens.
There's no disaster in Maharashtra. And if there is disaster, there is the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Why were you not enrolled in the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, which can insure your produce? Yes, Ashwin?
Sir, I feel that it's a very wrong way to go about.
Very good.
This one, because this actually sets a precedent. Like this
Very
is
good.
This has been multiple times now. Farmers will be, every time they'll take a loan, they will say that we can't pay it back, and government will be forced to give a. So because now the precedent has been set that earlier you have done it 2-3 times already. Now this, I think this is, as you have also written, this is like the third time.
Correct. Very good.
So, and another is that this is outright a loss. Instead of this, if they had done a debt restructuring scheme, that is advisors being sent to the farmers to tell them how they can repay the loan, what measures they can take on their end.
Okay.
And maybe a little delay in payment of loans, and at worst, what they could do is that they could reduce the interest.
Okay.
That would be a better way to go about it than outright waiving of the farmers. Because now this farmers
Okay.
take it for granted.
Fair enough.
That is fine.
Yes, fair enough. See, anyhow, the reducing of the interest rate is already there. The farm loans, first, they are under Kisan credit card, etc. They are non-mortgage loans. Second, the interest rate is low. Plus, when the farmers pay it back, there is interest subvention also. Plus, the idea is there is so much more that can be done in other areas in order to empower the farmers to pay the loans on their own rather than giving the farm loan as a dole. Because what it does is it makes you demotivated. There's no motivation only to pay it back. And this third time, See, remember, this third time is not in the entire country. This third time is in the state of Maharashtra alone. So Maharashtra has done it 3 times in a decade. So when Maharashtra is doing 3 times in a decade, now the farmers of Maharashtra may think, "Theek hai, after every 2-3 years, again it's going to happen. Next year election is due on that particular year. Before that, we will take the loans and then we may not have to pay back." Because what they do is they have kept September 2025 or something as the last date of the loan taking. You cannot now take the loan and get it waived off. Of course, this is the date. So they know that whenever they announce 6 months before loan, if we have taken, that's not a problem. So whenever there is election and all, based on that you take it. Or even if you are able to pay it, why will you pay it when the farm loan is being waived off? So that will create a domino effect. Other states would also want that. These state people would want it again and again. No motivation to pay it back also.
Even though the government is doing that now, sir.
Sir,
Because you are saying na it should do it.
Sir,
Yes, Ashwin.
sir, in Chhattisgarh, I noticed this, like, right when I was still working in the political consultancy, that farmers, instead of using it for they would take loans, instead of using it for
Yes. It's used for other things. Child marriages, events, various other things. That is correct. That is correct.
And उधर loan माफी हो गया, तो उसके बाद they were all happily celebrating.
Of course,
कि
of course.
मतलब मैंने Land Rover खरीद लिया.
ठीक है. So this is clear, right? So now why the government still does it? See, there is also a politics of appeasement. So before the elections are there, you are going to attract the voters by saying that I will waive off their loans. Now you are standing your ground on doing that. Because if you do that, only next time you can again use the same argument for doing it. So there are a lot of politically motivated decisions as well. What we need to do is, we need to look at the positives and the negatives of it, right? So let's talk about the negatives first, because we are already discussing that. So negative is about the credit discipline goes away. Fiscal stability is gone. It's the taxpayers' money that is being used. Fiscal deficit may increase. If you're not increasing the fiscal deficit, you are using the money somewhere, you have to trade it off. Some expenditure somewhere else, it will go down. The health of the agricultural finance is going to get worse because people are going to be habitual for these kind of things. Okay. The Reserve Bank of India and the expert committees have cautioned many a times against frequent loan waivers. Very important. Once in a blue moon, historically, one time it is so happening that it is such a bad situation. You have identified those 1,000 farmers which are dealing with that bad situation. Maybe you waive it off for them. But generally, when you are saying that anyone who is having, anyone who's having less than equal to 5 hectares of land and who has taken the loan, we are going to provide a waiver for them. This kind of blanket provision as such again is not going to help you. But what are the positives? Positives are very small, but some positives can be there. Is you talk about highest number of farmers suicide in Maharashtra, and very destitute farmers that are there, they can be helped. But the issue here is again, how many of those farmers will be helped? Because if you look at the small and marginal farmers, only approximately 20 to 25% of their loan is institutional loans. It is the big and large farmers who take loans from the banks, right? And even if you have, let's say, 25 hectares of land, you would divide it into 5 different people in your house and you will also get the farm loan waiver. Whereas the poor and marginal farmers who needs it even more has taken the loan from the non-institutional sources. What about that farmer? That is the farmer which is actually committing suicide. Not that none of them are committing suicide, but majorly the farmer suicide is concentrated from the fact when farmer is not able to return. Majorly these poor farmers are taking loans from the landlords, non-institutional sources at an exorbitant rate, more difficult to pay it back, that are not even considered in the ambit of the farm loan waivers. Institutional means taking from the banks, from the financial institutions. Non-institutional means, family, relatives, landlords, non-institutional sources. Okay? So, how does it work? Relief up to 10,000 per farmer, costing about 10,000 crores. So, 1 crore farmer would be helped. Agricultural debt waiver and debt relief scheme cost about 52,000 crore. Higher relief for small and marginal farmers, up to 5 acres. See, 5 acres is also quite a lot actually. ठीक है. Anyway, types of farm loan waivers: complete or blanket waiver, the entire thing is wiped off, or partial waiver, loans waived up to a fixed limit. Example, you might have taken a loan of 50,000 rupees. I forgive 25,000 rupees, for example. So that is the partial loan waiver. Then targeted loan waiver, targeted to specific groups of farmers. Let's say in Maharashtra, not all farmers, but the farmers of the Marathwada district, which is a drought prone district, which had the highest amount of heat waves, targeted over there. Okay, so that is targeted. Interest waiver, you might waive only the interest, which Ashwin was actually saying, okay, waive off only the interest, but let them pay the principal amount that is there, or restructuring and all is also can be done. If you look at the trends and scale of the waivers, so yes, this is recent farm loan waivers. If you look at it, so you have the state of Telangana, 17,000 crore, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Punjab, Jharkhand, Telangana, Maharashtra again is doing that, plus again Maharashtra is here. So this is 34,000 crore for Maharashtra here. Okay, these are the states which have had farm loan waivers. Punjab and Jharkhand, this is quite minuscule, but if you look at other states, 36,000 crore, 34,000 crore, 31,000 crore. Okay, and the UPA1 government, the central government, had also waived off the farm loans worth 70,000 crore previously. So these are the farm loan waivers that has taken place previously.
So that 70,000 crore was across the country?
Across the country, that is across the country. That is done by the central government, that is correct. Okay. In 2007.
Across the country means whole country.
Of course, yes, yes. Okay. Alternatives and way forward. Direct income support through Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. You are providing support so that they can grow, they can produce. Right? Instead of waiving off my loan, help me in my business indirectly or indirectly so that I can earn, so that I can repay the loan. Strengthening crop insurance. This is really very good. The issue is India had 23% penetration of insurance, which we want to increase it to 50% through Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana in the agriculture sector. So this needs to increase. If this increases, it solves a lot of problem. In
Insurance means giving amount for crop.
insurance, what is insurance?
For
What is health insurance?
there is a certain period of time.
Yes, that is what crop insurance is there. If your crop are not growing, you will get the insurance against that. Let's say because of climatic condition or any other reason you're not able to grow, you get an insurance. Why will you get the insurance money? Because you will be paying the premium. Part of the premium, very small amount, is paid by the farmers. Majorly the government pays it on behalf of the farmers. So you can get the money from here itself. Okay? Then investment in the agricultural infrastructure, irrigation, storage, etc., which again, all the things that can increase the income of the farmer can be done instead of the farm loan waivers. Expanding affordable institutional credit through Kisan credit card, promoting climate resilient agriculture so that the production is not hampered much as such. Is that clear? Yes. Chaliye, let's solve these questions, guys. With reference to Jal Mahotsav, consider the following statements. It is organized by the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation under the Ministry of Jal Shakti. Yes, that is correct. The campaign is observed annually from 8th March to 22nd March. Third, Jal Arpan Divas involves handing over rural water supply assets to Gram Panchayat. Yes, this is also correct. Jal Arpan. So remember these concepts, words. Next, which of one of the following actions by the Reserve Bank of India would most directly inject liquidity into the banking system? Option A, increasing the statutory liquidity ratio. Yes? No, if you increase the statutory liquidity ratio, what is statutory liquidity ratio? The minimum amount of money that needs to be kept aside by the bank with themselves in the form of cash, gold, or approved security, or any combination of thereof. So that is not going to selling the government securities under the open market operation.
Inject liquidity means
Put liquidity in the market.
selling government securities.
No, it will also not do. If you sell the government security, you will again suck out the money. So this is also incorrect. Purchasing government securities under open market operation, yes. Anytime when the options are two exactly opposite, one of them will be right. See, here they are selling, here they are purchasing. So it's purchasing. But let's look at the last option, increasing cash reserve ratio. No, this is also going to have the same impact as increasing the SLR. right? So C is correct. Next, which of the following best describes the hub and spoke model proposed under the Pradhan Mantri Skilling and Employability through upgraded ITI scheme? Establishment of new ITIs in every district with independent training systems? No. In every district, if you do it, it's not hub and spoke. You have that everywhere. There is no spoke. There is already hub and hub only. Next, upgradation of selected ITIs as central hubs that mentor nearby ITIs? Yes. Central hub mentoring nearby ITIs. But let's look at others. Replacement of ITIs with industry? No. Integration of ITI training with school? No. This is, you can see that upgradation of selected ITIs as central hubs that mentor nearby ITI through shared infrastructure and training resources. These are the nearby ones. So what it becomes? Hub and spoke model. Next, which of the following best explains the purpose of Sujalam Bharat initiative under Jal Jeevan Mission? To regulate groundwater extraction through digital permits? No. To digitally map drinking water infrastructure from source to tap in every village. But let's look at others. To promote desalinization? Nahi. No. To provide subsidies for household? Incorrect. Which of the following correctly explains the economic concerns associated with the frequent farm loan waivers in India? They increase agricultural productivity through capital formation? No. They reduce the role of institutional credit in agriculture? C. They weaken the credit discipline and encourage strategic loan defaults? Yes, that is correct. They reduce the role of institutional credit, means the bank credit goes down in the economy. Bank will give less loan? No, that is not the case. Third is they weaken the credit discipline. Credit discipline, you have taken the loan, you should pay back the loan. That is what discipline is all about. So does it reduce the discipline? Yes, it does. And it encourages strategic loan defaults. They permanently eliminate agrarian distress? Absolutely not. So this is incorrect. This is incorrect. Correct answer is C. Is that clear? Yes. Anything else, guys? Yes, please.
On foreign direct investment and foreign portfolio. I have a doubt. But foreign portfolio means by combining group of them and
Group of people, yes. There is a foreign portfolio investor who will take the money from all the individuals, combine it, make a pool, and then invest in the organization. That is foreign portfolio investment.
but the last exam they have given the options that I didn't see that. But the second option last in by economic survey they have given question. Securities regarding the securities that.
You just show me the question sometime. We'll discuss that. Okay? Surely. All right, guys. So that's about it. Thank you, Ashwin, for joining. Surely.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.